childhood, men are fed a romantic narrative about marriage. Find your soulmate, fall in love, get married, and live happily ever after. This fairy tale programming is so powerful that most men enter marriage believing they're making a romantic commitment based on mutual love and attraction. But here's the reality. Modern marriage is a business transaction disguised as a love story. While you're thinking about romance and partnership, she's calculating financial security and lifestyle improvement. While you're focused on building a life together, she's evaluating your earning potential and comparing you to other options. This fundamental misunderstanding puts men at a massive disadvantage from day one. You're playing by emotional rules while she's playing by economic rules. You're thinking with your heart while she's thinking with her wallet. What we call marriage today is actually a sophisticated survival strategy for women. It's not about finding love, it's about finding security. It's not about partnership, it's about provision. It's not about building together, it's about accessing what's already built. Women approach marriage like investors approach business deals. They evaluate the potential returns, assess the risks, and choose the option that offers the best long-term financial prospects. The only difference is that they've been taught to disguise this calculation as romantic love. This is why women's dating preferences are so predictable. They gravitate toward men with resources, status, and earning potential. They're not being shallow, they're being strategic. They're making business decisions while calling them matters of the heart. Let's break down the actual business mechanics of modern marriage and examine what each party brings to the transaction. Primary financial support for the household, housing, utilities, and living expenses. Health insurance and benefits, retirement planning and long-term security emergency funds, and financial backup lifestyle maintenance and improvement. Children's education and future planning. Entertainment, vacations, and experiences. Protection and security, physical and financial. Emotional stability and leadership companionship, which you can get from friends. Sexual access, which decreases dramatically after marriage. Domestic support, which is often outsourced or shared. Child rearing, which you're expected to help with anyway. Emotional support, which becomes conditional on your performance. When you look at this exchange objectively, it's clear that men are providing concrete measurable value, while women are providing abstract conditional benefits. You're bringing assets, they're bringing liabilities. You're providing security, they're providing uncertainty. But here's where the deal gets even worse. The demands on men only increase over time, while the benefits decrease. As the marriage progresses, you're expected to provide more money, bigger houses, better cars, nicer vacations, and higher lifestyle standards. Meanwhile, her contributions often diminish. Less sex, less appreciation, less effort, less respect. It's like signing a contract where your obligations increase every year while your compensation decreases. What kind of business would accept those terms? Let's talk about the hard financial facts that destroy the romantic illusions about marriage. You can't walk into a grocery store and pay for food with love. You can't tell your mortgage company that your deep emotional connection should cover this month's payment. You can't convince your child's school to waive tuition fees because your marriage is built on trust and communication. The practical reality is that modern life requires money, and lots of it. Housing costs, healthcare, education, transportation, food, clothing, entertainment, everything costs money. And in most marriages, that money is expected to come primarily from the man. Women understand this reality better than men do. While men are focused on emotional connection and romantic gestures, women are calculating the real costs of the lifestyle they want. They know that love without money equals struggle, and most modern women have no interest in struggling. Here's where the business deal becomes truly predatory. Women's lifestyle expectations continuously increase, regardless of your actual income. She sees her friends taking vacations to Europe, buying designer handbags, living in bigger houses, and she expects you to provide the same. Social media has weaponized this dynamic by giving women constant exposure to luxury lifestyles. Every day, she's bombarded with images of women living better than she is, and guess who's responsible for closing that gap? You are. This creates an impossible situation where your financial obligations are determined not by your actual income or your family's needs, but by her peer group's lifestyle and her social media feeds. You're competing with every successful man on the planet to keep her satisfied. One of the most devastating realizations for married men is discovering that their wife's love is entirely conditional on their financial performance. Want to discover the true nature of your wife's love? Lose your job and watch what happens. Within weeks, you'll see her true character emerge. Her mood becomes consistently negative. Her respect for you evaporates. Her patience with you disappears. Her physical affection becomes rare, her criticism becomes constant, her suggestions about finding work become demands, her comments about other men's success become frequent. The woman who promised to love you, for better or worse, suddenly reveals that her love was dependent on your ability to provide financial security. She doesn't love you, she loves what you can do for her. Women's loyalty is directly tied to their perception of their options. As long as you're the best deal available to her, she'll stay loyal. But the moment a better offer presents itself, a man with more money, higher status, or better prospects, her loyalty becomes negotiable. This is why women often have backup plans and maintain connections with other men just as friends. They're not planning to cheat. They're maintaining their investment portfolio in case their primary asset, you, becomes less valuable. In marriage, a woman's respect for her husband is directly correlated with his financial performance. When you're successful and providing well, she treats you with respect, admiration, and appreciation. When your performance drops, so does her respect. This creates a psychological prison where your self-worth becomes tied to your ability to earn money and provide lifestyle improvements. You're not valued for who you are, you're valued for what you can produce. Many men enter marriage believing they're finding a partner who will build a life with them. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions in modern dating. Modern women don't want to be part of your journey. They want to be the destination of your success. They don't want to struggle with you while you build your career, start your business, or develop your skills. They want to arrive when the building is complete and the profits are flowing. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a woman voluntarily choose a man with potential over a man with results? When did you see a woman leave a successful man for a struggling entrepreneur with a great business plan? Women are attracted to finished products, not works in progress. They want the house that's already built, not the construction site. They want the business that's already profitable, not the startup that might succeed. The language of modern relationships is full of partnership rhetoric, building together, supporting each other's dreams, being a team. But the reality is that these partnerships are highly conditional and one-sided. When things are going well, she's happy to be part of the team. When things get difficult, suddenly she's not responsible for the team's performance. That's all on you. When the business fails, it's your failure. When money gets tight, it's your problem to solve. This selective partnership means you get all the responsibility, but share all the rewards. You carry all the risk, but split all the benefits. It's a partnership where you're the general partner, unlimited liability. And she's the limited partner, limited liability, guaranteed returns. Before we continue, if this information is opening your eyes to the reality of modern marriage, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm sharing truths that most men never hear because they challenge the entire romantic narrative that society has sold us. Your support helps me continue exposing these uncomfortable realities that could save your financial future. Social media has turned marriage into a competitive performance where your worth is constantly being measured against other men's highlight reels. Every day, your wife is exposed to carefully curated content showing other women living luxury lifestyles, exotic vacations, designer clothes, expensive restaurants, beautiful homes, luxury cars. She sees these images and immediately starts comparing her life to what she's seeing online. The problem is that she's comparing your real life to other people's marketing. She's comparing your actual budget to other people's credit card purchases. She's comparing your honest relationship to other people's Instagram performances. But logic doesn't matter when emotions are involved. All she knows is that other women seem to be living better than she is, and since you're her provider, that's your fault. Social media has created unrealistic expectations about what marriage should provide. Women see influencers getting expensive gifts from their boyfriends, taking luxury vacations, wearing designer clothes, and living in beautiful homes, and they expect their marriages to provide the same lifestyle. These expectations have nothing to do with your actual income or circumstances. They're based on fantasy content created for marketing purposes. But try explaining that to a woman who's been programmed to believe she deserves the lifestyle she sees online. As a married man, you're not just competing with other men in your local area. You're competing with every successful man on social media. Your wife sees other women's husbands buying them luxury gifts, taking them to exotic locations, and providing lavish lifestyles, and she wonders why you're not doing the same. This creates impossible pressure to perform at levels that may be completely unrealistic for your actual circumstances. You're trying to live up to standards set by men who might be going into debt to fund their social media image, or who have completely different financial situations than yours.